Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here with a review of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro Wave Kraven the Hunter figure. So, you can see he's out of the box, and the reason why he's out of the box, I wasn't planning on reviewing this figure, but because he got a lot of bad reception online and stuff, I thought, and I got him a little bit late compared to everyone else, so I thought, let me just leave it. I'll just take it out of the packaging and mess around with it and stuff and put it on the shelf. But a lot of people do want him now because he's going to be one of the main villains of the second Spider-Man PS5 game, PS4 game, whatever you want to call it. That's coming out in October or November, I think. So a lot of people are picking him up alongside, Venom figures and stuff because they want to make a shelf for that game. And, with the release of the new PS4 Spider-Man, which is a rip-off, and the new PS4, PS5 Miles, which is on the other end of the bracket as like probably one of the best Marvel Legends ever made. People are going to want to pick up this guy. So I want to review him for you guys and let you know if he is worth it. So let me just move him out of the way and get the packaging in quickly. As you can see, I managed to get my retro figures out of the card without damaging the card whatsoever. I may make a separate video short / TikTok on that, so stay tuned for that. And so here is the packaging. It's obviously a little bit big for my display, but packaging here, the beautiful Spider-Man retro card that we always get. I'm really big fan of this. As you can you see the price? No, you can't see the price. The price for this was $27.99. Thank you so much to Forbidden Planet for supplying this to me. I'm going to let you know if that steep price is worth it. And so we've got the really nice retro packaging. We've got a picture of Kraven from the series. We've got a, it says hunting spear on there as well. Basically pointing to his only accessory. At the back, we've got the same picture, and we've got a little bit of a sketch of the figure. But yeah, without further ado, let's get rid of this box and get to the figure. So guys, here is Kraven out of the packaging. And the first check that we always do is the quality control check. Now, personally, with my copy, I have no problems. I did get to pick mine up, though, like in person. So I did check mine that there was no paint problems or whatnot. I've seen a few copies where the eyes may be slightly shifted to the right or left, but my copy doesn't have that problem. So, no problems on that aspect. But accessories as well, the check that we usually do, there's no accessories except for the spear. There's no extra hands. Would have maybe liked some weapons. I don't know, something other than just, just the figure itself and a spear. Spear does look nice, though. It looks a bit different from the other Kravens that we've seen. The one in, I don't know which wave it was, God knows how long ago. And the 2-pack, the Kraven's Last Hunt 2-pack. It looks a lot different, and the design is a lot different because it's based on the animated series design. So so we've got a different spear here as well. The wood texture looks good, feathers and beads look great, and the end of the spear looks good as well with a nice cream color. But yeah, and then we have just the hands that are on out of packaging, which hold the spear perfectly. I do want to say these hands are great because they're closed off, so they're basically so that he won't drop the spear. I don't know if it's just this one, actually. This one's closed off, and then this one's open. I think if you want to get the spear slightly tilted, you want to put it in this hand, but we'll try that a bit later. But yeah, those that's the quality control, and those are the accessories. Right, so taking a closer look at Kraven, first thing I just want to point out is that when this first went up for pre-order, I didn't want to pre-order it, mainly because the render of the head looked too animated. I know the whole point is it's from the animated series, but I feel like with most of the figures, they've done them in a sort of style where they're animated, like you can tell that they're from the animated series, but they will also fit in with a realistic display, if that makes sense. So for Kraven, it looked like it was ripped straight out of the cartoon. And also, like, it didn't look as realistic as I wanted it to look, and it just felt like it wouldn't fit on the shelf. But then when I saw it in person, I thought that head is completely different from the head that was on the render. It looks a lot more like a human head, because before it looked really skinny, and this looks normal, and it had a lot more detailing to it. So then I thought I'd pick it up. So yeah, starting with the head, You can tell the hair's got a lot of molding to it. Looks great. The black color. You've got a lot of the face sculpt, the details of, you know, the grinning and, you know, the stress marks and stuff there. They look really good. You've got the teeth. They look really, really good as well. A lot of good attention to detail with, you know, the teeth, the lips, the hair, the eyes, and, you know, just the overall face looks really, really good. I'm really impressed with that. Then coming down to the body, we've got the lion vest jacket thing. You know, a lot brighter than the previous Kravens we've got. To match the animated look. Also looks really good as well. Doesn't look too like goofy, and it looks, you know, you've got a nice amount of sculpting, and it is a bit of a flat color with just mostly yellow, but you've also got, you know, green for the eyes, the lion details there, and, you know, the brown at the bottom as well. Then we've got the, I think, the leopard armband. That looks really good. Then we've got the, what I can only assume is zebras, maybe? I don't know. Wrist, like, gauntlets. We've got the belt with the spikes on it. Teeth or horns or whatever they may be. We've got just the black molded Marvel Legends legs. We've got another, you know, pattern to match the zebra gauntlets for the ankles. And then we've got the brown boots. As you can see, we've got a lot of muscle definition and stuff where the suit isn't covering it. But yeah, besides from that, I think this figure looks really good. With that out of the way, let's get into the articulation. Right, so getting into the articulation, the head pops up about this far. I'm trying to get it up without the head popping off because the joint's a little bit tight. One thing with this figure, a lot of the joints are very tight out of the packaging. I kind of have to break them in, so be careful with that. So yeah, head can go up about that far, go down about this far. Then you've got a 360, but it's a bit pointless because it starts to look a bit weird once it's turned like past this point. Then you've got a really nice head tilt and tilt back and forth, which helps with, you know, general range of motion. Then coming down to the torso, we've got the ab crunch, which is the basic Marvel Legends ab crunch. Don't know why they didn't use the Spider-Man body, the new one. I did think they did it like at the start because the jacket hides it, makes it very seamless. So I thought, oh yeah, maybe is that the new ab crunch / torso movement they've got, and it wasn't, and I was very disappointed. But, you know, I think they should start implementing it. I don't know why they're not, because that body is so good for like different characters, and the only two characters they've seemed to use it on so far, correct me if I'm wrong, is Spider-Man and Daredevil, which is they're great on those two characters, but, you know, you need to implement it to more, and you need to have sort of, they've even got the Renew Your Vows body, which is slightly wider, which would have worked for Kraven as well. Do that comparison in a bit, but I don't know why they didn't use it. But yeah, ab crunch goes forward about that much. Jacket gets in the way, moves because it's soft rubber, then goes back about that much. Still pretty decent considering there's a whole like really big jacket piece there. The jacket may also be removable as well if you want to take that off. Yeah, you probably will be able to get that off if you really wanted to. Then we've got a waist swivel, which will be 360. The belt kind of just moves out of the way. If you prop that up, it will turn perfectly. And then coming out to the arms come out about that far, which isn't great, but it will do. And then we've got a bicep swivel, double jointed pinned elbows. Then we've got a wrist swivel and wrist hinge. And the arm can do a 360, but it really struggles. Like, you really have to just, like, push it. And I feel like something is going to pop off if I do it too hard. It's because of the jacket, but yeah, it does struggle quite a bit. Then it hits out when it comes to the back. It's a bit of a mess, to be honest with you. But it works. It'll do. I think it'll get in the poses that you need it to. Then coming down to the legs, can kick forward a very good amount, kick back a little bit, then kick out to the side a decent amount as well. Coming down to the thigh, we've got thigh swivel, double jointed pinned legs again. This figure is not pinless. Yeah, pretty good motion on that. We've got the twist at the ankle. Then we've got the full articulation, kicking out that far, kicking back in. Not much at all, actually, but we've also got ankle pivot. So yeah, articulation, very basic, but it'll get into the poses you want it to. let's get to some comparisons. So guys, just taking a quick minute out of the video just to say that if you do want to see more of this guy, like more pictures and more videos, posing videos and whatnot, make sure to head over to my Instagram and my TikTok, link in the description below. That's where you can see my posing videos and my photography for all the figures that I review on the channel. Right, so here is Kraven next to the SH Figure Arts Marvel Spider-Man PS4 Spider-Man. And as you can see, this does not scale at all. I don't blame Kraven for this. I blame SH Figure Arts, because as much as this figure is like amazing, the two problems it has with it is no bicep swivel and the height is just completely off. Like, I feel like this really works for like a teenage Spider-Man, like a younger Spider-Man, but for the adult Spider-Man that's in the game, you know, it's not, it doesn't really work and it doesn't really scale. So, yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't scale. But I feel like if you pose it correctly, you'll probably be able to make it work on the display. I feel like that's always the case with this Spider-Man. So, yeah, and I don't have the Marvel Legends PS4, PS5 Spider-Man, new or old one, because the old one looks terrible. The new one looks okay, but the accessories are minimal for the £32 price point, which blows my mind. I can't believe that is a rip-off. If it goes on sale, I'll probably pick it up, but for right now, I don't have it, so you can probably find another video where someone has compared it. So, yeah. And here is Kraven next to the Marvel Legends Miles Morales from Spider-Man Miles Morales, the game, aka Spider-Man. Not PS4, because he doesn't have the suit in there. And Spider-Man 2, it's a different suit, but it's very, very similar. Like, the only difference, like, some lines somewhere there. But that scaling's really good. And I feel like this Kraven is going to scale really well with the PS4 Spider-Man, the new one. So, yeah, like I said, I haven't got it, so you can go and check out someone else's review for that. But if I do get it, I'll make sure to compare it to this guy on my Instagram or TikTok or something like that. Or if I do a video on it, but I'm only going to do a video on that figure if the price gets reduced. I'm not going to buy that for full price because I think it's a rip-off. And here is a very famous pairing from history, from comic history. This is Kraven next to the Marvel Legends symbiote suit Spider-Man, aka Black Suit. And, you know, this in the comics, Kraven's Last Hunt, one of the best comic storylines of all time. And this was the famous pairing, really. One thing I really wanted to do, and it didn't work, I tried it before, was head swap these two. I'm going to do it on camera now just to show you how stupid it looks, because I thought it was going to look good. Head swap these two to have Kraven's head on the black suit for when he is standing over the grave of Spider-Man. And it doesn't look good at all. First of all, it doesn't stay on. It pops on, but it just swings around. But yeah, it doesn't look good at all. That might be the cursed image of the day there. But yeah, a very famous pairing nonetheless. And I think this is how, if not for the Spider-Man 2 display, this is going to be how a lot of you guys pose your Kraven. I'm just head swapping these back over so I can get back to the comparison. So yeah, they look great together. They scale great together as well. I really like the overall build for Kraven's figure, where he's like massive compared, not massive, but you know, a lot bigger, and now he doesn't want to stand. A lot bigger compared to the other Marvel Legends figures, just in sort of stature more than anything else. But yeah, I think they look great together, and let's get to another comparison. So here is Kraven next to the Marvel Legends animated series Spider-Man from the same retro wave, and these two were made like from the same show, so they match really well. There is no cell shading on this guy, and there is on this one, but I don't fully understand what's up with that. The cell shading thing is very inconsistent with the Spider-Man figures. For some you get it, for some you don't. I think it looks okay, some people don't. If you do want to remove it, you can use acetone, but be very careful and watch a tutorial. I've never done it because I'm actually completely fine with it. But yeah, I think these two look great together, and I think this is going to be another way that you can display this Kraven. So you can really have it in 3 displays. You can have it in an animated display, which is what he's realistically made for, Spider-Man 2 display, until maybe Marvel Legends make a Kraven from the game, or with a black suited Spider-Man for the Kraven's Last Hunt display. But yeah, Either way, this looks amazing. So for our final comparison, I just want to compare Renew Your Vows to Kraven, because I really think they should have used this torso for this figure. Now, it is slightly smaller than what I thought. I thought that this would match this size. I feel like it really doesn't. Especially removing this, as you can see, it's quite wide. Whereas with this, it's a little bit more thinned in. But the problem is, I think, is that they don't have a torso with this articulation that is wide enough for some of these sort of wider stature figures. And I feel like they really need to make a wider mold. Maybe, I don't know what character they'd use it on first. Maybe a Venom, like a smaller type of Venom. I think that'd look cool. Maybe another version of Spider-Man, something. I don't know what they would use it on, but I feel like this body mold, the articulation of this body mold really needs to be translated to different bodies now. And I think we need to move forward and have, you know, new articulation with different characters that aren't Spider-Man. And I think that's where the main problem lies for me with this figure. I feel like, you know, releasing this 2023, and I feel like this is with a lot of the Marvel Legends figures now, and I'm going to start being a lot harsher on them, because I feel like this needs to be integrated into the line way more than it is right now. And yeah, I think it does need to be changed. I think that's going to be a big problem coming up maybe into 2024 as well. So to sum up my overall thoughts on this figure, I think it looks great, and I'm very happy to have a Kraven on the shelf, but would I say this justifies the £28 price point? No, because number one, the articulation, i.e. the lack of articulation, it's the same basic articulation we've been getting for a while now. They won't implement new stuff, and it's kind of getting old, and it's outdated now. Number two, the accessories. They gave him a spear, which was obviously needed, but they could have given him, you know, alternate hands. They could have given him an alternate head, and they could have given him some more weapons. And, you know, I think that... and they put up the price. I don't understand how, because you have a character like Rhino, who's way bigger. He comes with more accessories than this guy, I believe, and he's cheaper. He was 22. And the other Spider-Man figures that we've got, which are outstanding from Marvel Legends, you know, Amazing Fantasy. I think Amazing Fantasy was the same price as this guy, but he still came with a lot more accessories. We've got, you know, the animated Spider-Man, the black suit Spider-Man. They're really good, new body molds, whatever. And they're less than this guy. So I don't understand where their pricing strategy was at with this guy. So what I'll say with this guy is, if you want a good Kraven, if you want a decent looking Kraven for the shelf, pick him up. If you want a Spider-Man villain and you're not looking to spend too much, I would pass on this or wait for a reduction. Because he's decent, but he's not like something that I'd say you would need on your shelf. Only if you really want a Kraven. And obviously I can understand that with the game coming up, and just in general, a Kraven's a really cool character to have. I would say with the movie coming up, but the movie is just, I'm not even looking forward to that movie. So yeah, I'm just going to ignore that movie. But yeah, I would say that. I would say if you want a good Kraven, pick it up. If you want just a basic, decent Spider-Man villain, I would pass with this for now and maybe wait for a reduction. And overall, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for me personally, because I'm having fun with this figure and it looks great, but I feel like we could have got a lot more for what we paid. And yeah, I think value for money kind of goes out the window here. But if you did enjoy the review, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1K before the end of the year, so that would really help. We're at 300 now, so thank you for all the support, and, you know, keep continuing that support, and then I'll keep making more content over the coming weeks. Now, I've got a lot of things coming in that I'm going to review as soon as they get in and get these reviews out, so make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and share with all your family and friends, and I'll see you in the next video.